to Senior Life Online, everybody. We're sponsored by Scotts Valley Senior Life Association. Please visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, and suggest future projects. Donations are always welcome, tax-deductible donations. And whenever you go on to Amazon, you can make Scotts Valley Senior Life your favorite charity. So please do that. And it doesn't cost Amazon, well, it costs Amazon, it doesn't cost you any extra. Donations directly benefit senior citizens. SVSLA is run by an all-volunteer group of seniors. Nearly 100% of donations received are used to directly help seniors living in this area. A couple of the places we've gotten: automatic electronic defibrillators for Montevalli and Spring Lakes Park. We also bought an exercise machine for Montevalli. We bought patio umbrellas for the Scotts Valley Senior Center. And when COVID is not on, we sponsor 2 to 3 free workshops a year annually on the topic of senior health. And those, by the way, are available to view on our YouTube channel. Future projects we have planned are the new Performing Arts Center. We're big supporters of that, and the Adopt a Senior program in collaboration with local high school students. We have planned to do gift baskets for seniors in need, working with high school students, and COVID slowed that down a little bit, but we're still in the planning stages, except they keep graduating, so we have to start all over again every year. But we'll get that we'll be on the ball next year, hopefully. This presentation will be recorded, so that will be posted in our newsletter and also on our website. And Sharon, if you want to share that with your friends and fans, then that link will be available.
Okay.
Might give me a week or so to get it edited and posted.
Okay.
So, and by attending this Zoom session, you're consenting to be recorded. Okay. If you don't want to be recorded, you can do a stop video command. And if you need any help with that, just let us know.
Nope, it's fine.
And today we're pleased to welcome Sharon Medler, fine artist. Sharon is an award-winning local fine arts painter whose mediums include colorful watercolors, acrylic paintings, glisse prints, offset lithography, and more. Sharon also enjoys teaching art to others who are eager to learn. And today she'll be discussing her painting career, inspirations from Van Gogh, favorite mediums, teaching experiences, as well as local fine art resources and classes available to senior citizens. Plus, she'll answer your questions about the field of fine art. And with that, oh, and Sharon has a website, and we will post that also, so people can go to see her website.
Sounds great.
So, yeah. And with that, I'll turn it over to Sharon.
Wow. So I think we've said hello to everybody except for Journey. Am I pronouncing it correctly? She's silent.
I'm on mute, sorry. My mom and I are both going to be on the call. She's just behind me. It's pronounced Jareen. And Sharon, we have purchased your paintings over the years and just love your work.
Oh, well, thank you. You look familiar.
I'm the daughter, Jennifer Miller.
Well, good to see you again.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll start. I started, I don't know if you can see me or not, but I started painting in 1979, and I wanted to try watercolor. And so I took my first class with Norma Souza, an Australian woman. And I spent time with her about 1.5 years. And she would go around painting on everybody's painting. And when it got to the point that I thought, I don't think I want her painting on my painting anymore. I want to create my artwork myself. Then I said goodbye, and I still stayed in contact, but then I went on to Cabrillo College and took different classes of architecture and perspective. I took watercolor from the late Dave McGuire, and he just passed just a couple weeks ago at 92. And he was a great teacher. Dan and I my husband and I went to Greece with him with a group of 20 and painted in Greece in the hot weather. And that was really fun. But I took a lot of classes dealing with art at Cabrillo College. And then I would go to used bookstores and buy used books. And I just would read from the beginning to the end and my art magazines. And then I just thought, well, I'm going to sign up for these shows. And I started doing shows, and then it was nonstop. One year we did 24 or 28 shows in 1 year. Wow. To where with my watercolors, I couldn't paint fast enough. I was selling them as fast as I would finish them. And then I got rear-ended, and then that stopped the watercolors. Then I went into acrylics because it was standing rather than sitting. And so I did acrylics for about 20 years, and I still do acrylics, but then I wanted to teach on a cruise ship. And it's hard to get into, and for about 10 years, I wanted to teach on a cruise ship. And so I applied to a company on the East Coast, and it's hard to get into, but they accepted me. And then a little over a year ago, so about 16 months ago, I taught from Southampton, where the Titanic left from, to New York, twice a day. And it was great. I got rave reviews, and they said, Sharon Medler can come back anytime. So as soon as this COVID's over with, I'll be back on a cruise ship. So, but to teach on the cruise ship, I had to do watercolors. So that got me back into doing the watercolors, and I'll show what I did for the cruise ship. Can everybody see me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is, if you can see it, okay. Yes. So this was my one that I prepared ahead of time. And then what I would do is after I painted it, I shrunk the image and I made it in black and white so that people could, if they wanted to, they could trace it to watercolor paper. And on the ship, they sold these beautiful packages of watercolor paper. It was a block with brushes, the watercolors, and pencil and eraser for $35. And they were all high-end stuff. So this was one subject that they could work from. Then another one was, let's see. Not that one. Pansies. What do I do with that? Oh, they're over here.
Sharon, this is really nice. We get to see your studio.
Oh gosh.
And see a picture in process behind us. Yeah. Behind you there.
Oh yeah, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So here was, I don't know if you can see, this was another one. I had done this painting, but larger, at Nordstrom's. That I approached Nordstrom's with my card line years ago. And so I was in 4 or 5 Nordstrom's just with the gift cards. And they had the piano playing, and this was my very, very, very first demonstration with Nordstrom's. And then they changed their whole gift department. So then I didn't approach them anymore with my cards, but I sold with them for a long time. So that was a demonstration on the cruise ship. And then I also did the Cunard Queen Mary 2. And I thought, nobody's going to want to teach that. And when I got on the ship, it's really nice when you do something like that because you get your room free, you get to bring somebody, your food is free, and you just teach 2 classes a day. Well, no, you teach 2 classes a day, not just because it's a lot of work. But I thought nobody's going to want to paint this. And I was shocked how many people came. In the beginning, there was about 13 people in the class. And I thought, well, this is nice. And then they said, after 2 days, they've got your name wrong on the brochure. So I went downstairs to the purser's desk and I said, I'm Sharon Medler, and could you please change the name? So they changed it. And then I got 40, I think it was 42, 43 people in the class. So it was great. It was lots of fun. And so let's see.
I noticed the cat jumped off the cat tree so that they could come right in and be in the center of the view.
Yep.
He's a sweet, sweet, sweet kitty. So here's another original. Donna, I know you've seen him and Dave has seen him, but this is, I did not do this on the cruise ship. I did this at home.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. In our garden, we've got about 32 or 34 rose bushes. We have a beautiful garden and it was mostly here. We've added to it. And in the spring and the summer, mostly the spring, it's a gorgeous garden and lots to paint from with a beautiful Myers lemon tree. So I'm bringing out the ones that I had Dan frame for me this past weekend. So this is just a happy-go-lucky. I titled this one Burst of Spring with the tulips and ranunculus and irises. Most of these are in our garden, except for the ranunculus. And let's see. And this piece is a little bit more formal with a black background and the gray down below with the roses and the tulips. And what else is in there? The white flowers. What are those white flowers? I'm going to have to think on that one. I know a lot of the flowers because I am a true gardener. I love it. And then this will be the last one. A red poppy from when we drove up to Oregon. And I would love to do a poppy series because they're just happy, happy flowers. So I can talk about, let's see, I'll bring out my little list here. So this piece behind me is acrylic. So this is in process. Oh, I gotta plug it in. So what I love is my light, because this light, are you able to see it? Let me turn up. Let's see. Can you see the light? This?
Yep.
This is a full spectrum. So it has the incandescent and the full spectrum light. So you can hook this on a table. You can work at midnight and you'll get the same lighting as you would the daytime, which is really nice. So anyway, so this is, it's acrylic on canvas and I'm building. Every year I plant these tomatoes and they're called lemon boys and they're about that big. They're huge. Now you're probably too high up. They're really, really big. And I love the French fabrics. So this is going to be, I'm going to be doing this pattern around. And then this is a white rooster ceramic rooster that I have in the kitchen. I don't know if that's too bright. And then the window is to the left, but it's got all this tile, and Dan, I sketched it out very lightly, and Dan said, I think it'll be too busy. And the more I look at it, nope, I like it. It's gonna have to go in there. And then my angle will go back with as it's going away. So, and here's my still life. These are teddy bear sunflowers. And so they're hard to find. You don't see them very often. I bought them I think it was August at the Scotts Valley Market. And they're very thick. They're big and very dense with petals. And so anyway, I've got a lot of work to do, reflections. And first I wanted a transparent base, but I was having a difficult time with the acrylics. So I thought I'll just paint it solid and I'll do colors and reflections on it. So it's coming along. And the tablecloth, I have a blue one of these. And at first I thought, I want to do it blue. And I thought, no, I want more colors. So I picked this one out. It'll be this one. Hopefully it'll be done soon. So, and I have one more to finish up. And it's my big sunflower. I've got to finish my leaves on the bottom.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see there. I like painting big, but watercolors, small. So, and then supplies. The watercolor I love, getting Daniel Smith watercolors. They're really pure, clean colors. And I ordered those from Daniel Smith. And I'm trying to, and the acrylics, my favorite are golden. Golden. And then a really, really good company is Nova. And you can't buy them anywhere except from Nova in Southern California. But the colors, if I was to show you the colors there, let's see. They're fluidy. So they're just absolutely gorgeous. And they have all sizes up to a gallon. And so with my acrylics, whether it's tube, and I do use sometimes Winsor Newton, but I also use Liquitex. So the Liquitex, I like to mix in what's called gel medium. And when you mix them together, it gives, they don't dry so fast. And so they're more fluidy. I guess that's a word. And then sometimes I mix with water to, so that they don't dry out so fast. And I have a ton of brushes, which is, I guess most artists do. I like my brushes.
Wow.
Yeah. And let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, and then buying it. So you can buy you can buy from Lens Art or Palace Art, and then also from Daniel Smith. Lens Art has some really good archival things. Palace Art always gives you that $5 coupon if you know that there's something exactly what you want, but I like going to Lens. And Van Gogh has always been my inspiration. And of course, my garden. And Modigliani, I love him. And he's another great artist. Dan and I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam to see his originals. And that was incredible. And then we also went in LA and they had a huge show there. Let's see, so I also do, let's see, where are they? Gift cards. So, and then these are photo prints. And then on the back side, I have this printer I have a printing company that prints what I want on the back. And then when you open it up, it's blank. So this is what I sold to Nordstrom's for years. And then I was doing so many shows, it was just hard to really keep up. So I just kind of let that go. But anyway, when I did the show this past weekend at Casa Nostra, which is a great restaurant, if you guys haven't eaten there, the little gift shop next door, the little florist, came down and asked if I would sell my cards to the shop. So he's going to carry my card line. And then there's others down on Mission and Ben Lomond. I have quite a few places. So anyway, let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Paper. The paper I like is Arches. My favorite is 300 pound. And so that's 300 pound. I think they have 500 and 1,000. This is Rolls-Royce paper. It's the best. Or you can get the 140, which is nice too. So anyway, I've got a sketch going on. You probably can't see it, but it's white camellia. Well, it will be white camellias in a mason ball jar. And let's see what else. Just running over my list. I've won a lot of the posters for Capitola Art and Wine, Wharf to Wharf, Begonia, and Scotts Valley. And once you do the Wharf to Wharf, you can never do it again. It's a one-time shot. So this was my shot, and I've had it in my studio until I wanted to hang my originals. So this guy's going down, and then I kind of switch them around.
Love that one.
See? And I think that's it. Again, my garden really is a great inspiration because I have so many beautiful flowers and they're all starting to bloom. So does anybody have any questions?
Do you think we're going to have the Scotts Valley Art and Wine?
Yeah, Donna? Donna? Oh, something happened.
Can't hear you, Donna. So, did you have a question, Jereen?
You're cutting out.
Donna, type it in chat.
Yeah, good idea.
I will.
So I think the Scotts Valley Art and Wine is going to happen, correct, Donna?
I hope so.
Yes.
August 21st and
Yes, do
22nd.
you hear me now?
Better.
That's better.
Yes. So
Okay.
what
That
was your,
was what I was asking. Will you be able to present at the Scotts Valley Art and Wine Festival?
I'm not.
Will it be at Tilton Park like usual?
Oh gosh, your connection is really bad. I'm not for sure what you're saying there. I think you're asking if I'm going to do the Scotts Valley Art and Wine, and I'm not going to. I think Donna and Dave both know I had my back fused in December. So it's a 2-year process, and I have not sold my 2 tents or my panels because it's a hard thing to give up. But I maybe open studio. I'm thinking about open studio.
That's great. That's in October typically, right?
It is. Yes. Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So Dave got a few shots from my show this past weekend. And so in the restaurant at Casa Nostra, I have a bunch of paintings that actually go really nice with the restaurant. And so I'm their art coordinator, and I've already lined them up for 3 years. And each artist will show 2 months at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, I do Silver Spur, and I've done them for at least 20 years. Seabreeze Cafe, probably pushing 30 years. And Sweet Peas on 41st Avenue. So I've coordinated shows for restaurants forever, and it gives the artist a place to show, and the restaurant does not take a commission, which is really nice. And I'm going to be handling his Ben Lomond restaurant also. So
That's a big facility. So where is the Seabreeze restaurant? That's the only one I don't recognize.
oh, that's good. That's breakfast and lunch. They're closed on Wednesdays, and it's down Seabright Avenue, catty cornered from that brewery place.
Oh, yeah.
Seabright Brewery.
Right.
Yeah, it's catty cornered.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. That sounds fun.
They will give you the breakfast that's so big you'll eat it for 2 breakfasts. I mean, it's very, very fresh fruit. It's great. You'll love it.
Nice. Well, it'll be great to see the art there too.
Right now, they're they opened up for people they can go in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's great.
yes.
I love your bright pictures and the colors and the life. Do you ever work on animals or people, or is it all nature?
Mostly nature, but I've done cats and dogs.
Yeah,
Pets. Yeah. People love their pets painted. Yeah.
We have a large watercolor of succulents on a tile, like a Saltillo tile patio floor. That's just beautiful from years back. It's probably been quite a few years.
Oh my gosh. I've done hundreds and hundreds of paintings that I have to really think, okay,
Yeah.
that.
Then I have a small one with some mangoes on a little kitchen table.
Yes, I was with a New York publisher, and so they published quite a few of my pieces.
Oh.
And when they would request something, they would want them either in 2s or 4s. Or
And that was probably one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did
Make a nice grouping.
and I did some beautiful florals, botanicals, and those were in 3. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then the company went very modern. And so then my artwork didn't go, but I worked with them a long time. It was great, and got commissions from it. And then I've done garden flags, and being an artist has been fun.
But how about the garden flags? Do you still do those, or are they available?
No, because, oh gosh, I've been picked, I've done them. And then when the company sells out, 2 of the garden flags, we're going to make great flags, and both companies went under. 1 year, then the next year. So another company just sent me a notice again about a month ago. Can you please submit more? And it's a new company. And so I submitted a couple images, but they didn't get picked. They only pick so many at a time. They're thinking, let's see, they're thinking for like fall or spring of next year.
Okay.
That far in advance. So, and you just, keep your fingers crossed. And if you get picked, you get picked. And if not, then you'll try next time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, and I do have a rep in Southern California that I've worked with probably pushing 20 years. Yeah. So, but I need to learn how to do Photoshop. But somebody recently that used to work with Apple high end told me, gosh, I wish I could remember. oh, he told, here, I got it right here. He said, don't buy Photoshop, buy Pixelmator Pro. He said, it's almost identical, because I have an iMac. Pixelmator Pro, and it's under $100.
Wow, that's much better than Photoshop.
Oh my gosh, because Photoshop, you have to pay monthly. I think you buy it and then you pay monthly. Is that it?
It's a subscription now. It used to be like $800 or $900, and you could, that was it. You didn't have
It's
to pay monthly. But
Oh my gosh.
it's $9.99 a month.
how much?
You just do it monthly. It's $9.99 a month.
Oh, that's not so terrible.
And Photoshop is a whole suite. Yeah, Photoshop is connected to all kinds of Adobe products, Lightroom, Premiere, yeah, Illustrator. So, but it could be all you need is that it's a pixelator program.
So this is the book that Dan bought for me. So I have to learn it, but I haven't needed it yet, but it's like Photoshop, but it's much, much, much cheaper. But our friend that worked for Apple, he retired really early, and he said, don't do the other. He said, get Pixelmator Pro. So
Good to know.
yeah,
And
that's
what do you want to do with it, Sharon?
well, you know how you can have an image and overlap?
Mm-hmm.
So like when I work on my still lifes, if I want another flower brought in, instead of sketching, if I can bring another flower in, I can move it around and I can do my compositions. I love
Layers.
good compositions. So
Oh, good.
that's how I would do it. Or
Smart.
trying a background with the tile or different perspectives, different types of things. I think it would be interesting.
That layering feature really opens up creativity for you. I know you're going to love it.
Yes.
And I thank you for that tip. I'll look into Pixelmator.
Oh, you're welcome. So
I was just wondering, so do you do a pencil drawing first and then
yes,
kind of fill it in?
yes.
And
but
do you
yeah,
paint from a photograph?
kind of like paint by number. No, no, I'm teasing. Yes, I have to sketch it. But I usually take photos. So this big sunflower, give me 1 second here. Here we go. That's from my garden.
Oh, wow.
And I always paint them differently than what you see. I paint from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I grow.
Wow.
My sunflowers, this is what I grow in the garden. And they follow the sun, and they get so heavy, then they go like that. But they're wonderful. I love them in the studio. It's lost a lot of the seeds, and so then I'll pop them in the ground and see what will grow again. But these grow huge. They grow about 13 feet.
Wow. It's so like primeval.
Yeah, it is. I know, but the little patterns are so beautiful. I don't know if you can see. They're
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
Love that.
Yeah. So anyway, gotta keep one in the studio.
I was
Got a couple
wondering
seeds
too,
here.
you say you do offset lithography? Is
Yeah.
that how you do your print?
Well, I did when I said I was doing so many shows, I couldn't keep up. I'd always get a color transparency, yellow. I have to remember what they were. Yellow, cyan, magenta, and
Black.
what was it?
Black.
Yeah, well, yeah, the 4 sheets.
CMYK.
And we would have them, we'd go over and I would say, no, more of this color, more of that color. But today, so that's what we did for a long time. And then Dan would map them up, frame them all archival. But now today we do digital captures. And so that I go to a gentleman in Carmel and it's Coastal G Clay, and he does my digital captures and they're very high end. He has the top of the line. I'm very picky on my prints, and I would show you the print of my little flower here, but I don't have any because it's sold out of the restaurant. So the print of this matches this. This is the original, but matches this to where there's only one original. So this is 425. The G Clay I have printed on canvas without the frame, without the matting, and it's 95 for a 14 by 14 piece. And so Rick is in, my printer is in Carmel. And again, it's Coastal G Clay. And I know Business with Pleasure does them, but I tried him years ago when he was in Kings Village Shopping Center, and I just wasn't wowed, but I understand he's got the new equipment that's supposed to be much better. So I'll have to go down and pay him a visit. I can't remember his name, but his wife's name is Janelle. And so anyway, once Rick does my digital captures, I drive to Carmel, take the originals down. He captures them, and then I can go home and I can send him a note or a text, say, please order me a 20 by 40 print of this, or if I need my print to go a little narrower, he'll do that. Or I'll say, Rick, can you make my background a little blacker? Or he'll just change things for me. Like I had a customer in Santa Cruz and they wanted 3 of my pieces, but they wanted the background. They didn't want the background. I think it was blue, and it was a still life, 3 different still lifes. They wanted more rust tones. I said, I'll get it done for you. And Rick changed the whole thing for me, and they loved him. So anyway, he's really good. National Geographic has gone to him, and he does Concours d'Elegance, work for them, a lot of big signs. He's a good guy and hard worker. And I've been working with him for about probably, that's over 20 years. And he changed from the beginning. I have some of those pieces in the garage, and I should go out and take a razor blade to them because they're not the same as what he does now. And the prints that he does now are all coated, they're UV coated, and they're incredible. So that's who I use. Coastal G Clay.
Mhm.
Very good to know.
So
Let's see. I was just thinking, a friend of mine is a photographer, and he wants to get into the Whitney. That's his dream,
yeah.
And they talk a lot about, like you mentioned, groupings of 2 to 4 that some retail outlets were looking for. And I'm just wondering if you have any advice for artists who are, planning to show. And so I don't know.
Of photography. So, I mean, I sign artists
art.
at the restaurants, but the sales and photography, that's like another department because they don't know sales prices or any of that. But, I think a good way to start, is he just starting out?
Basically, probably the last 5 years or so.
Oh, what is his name?
Greg.
You don't know his last name?
I do. It's just that he's he's kind of eccentric.
Okay,
So I don't know that he would want me
okay.
saying.
If he wants to get his artwork out there, he should really consider signing up for Open Studio. It's due the end of this month. So he only has about 10 days, 9 days left to sign up. But he would need a location. If you say he's eccentric, will he allow people to come to his home to look at
Nope.
his artwork?
No,
No, okay.
and it's hard to find space. And he's in Monterey, so
Oh,
I know that the cannery down there has space available sometimes, so that might be a good option for him.
yeah, right, definitely. Does he do a lot of
Yeah.
seascapes? Or animals?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that would be good, because the more you get out there, coffee shops are a great way to start too, and
right,
restaurants.
yeah, good
So
idea.
I would recommend that.
Sharon, you
Um,
mentioned open studios. That's really going to take place this year?
Yes, they're planning it, and all of the applications are due the end of this month.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
This
I
is
don't,
so
I
much
don't think,
fun.
pardon?
They're so inspiring, Open Studios.
They are, yes. It took me a long time to make the decision to get my back fused. And so I'm hoping to do it this year. I'll see by the end of the month. I'll make my decision. Yeah.
Well, let's hope you can do it. That would be great.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Well, I hope everybody gets down that hasn't been to Casa Nostra in Scotts Valley. If you have a chance, go by and you can see the show that's in there. I sold a couple pieces out of the restaurant, so I'll have to replace them this week.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. I put
Good
Dan to
problem to
work.
have.
Yeah. So Dan, my husband, does all of my putting together the stretcher bars, and that's the thick wood that you lock in together for the frame. Let's see, does that sound like, the frame, and that's the canvas goes around it. So he puts that together, he glues it and he guns it, and then we have an air compressor, and then he stretches all of my canvases. And he's really good at it, and it's a lot of work. So
Sounds like it.
yeah, so anyway,
Sounds like it might take some physical strength too. So does he
Yeah.
have to put muscle into it?
yes,
Mm.
he's strong. Yeah, he's a good guy. I'll keep him. We just celebrated our 55th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we went up to stopped at Filoli Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn, have you been to the Filoli Gardens?
Quite a while ago, yes.
Yeah, it's just exceptional right now.
Oh, I bet.
Absolutely beautiful.
My husband and I went to UCS the Arboretum today to celebrate our 25th anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary. Are you going
For a
to go?
local, it's a real jewel in our area for a local place to go view beautiful blooming plants of New Zealand and Australia, and lots of birds, and it was really quite lovely. But go ahead and finish your Fioli adventure about your 55 years. That's incredible. You look about 55.
You're
Sharon.
so sweet. Thank you.
Hey, and
So
you were
we,
toddlers.
yeah. Thank you. So we stopped there, and then we went on to San Francisco, and we just played all day. And at 9:15 at night, we went into the Van Gogh museum exhibit, and that's where it's projected up on the wall. It's really big. And then the very next morning that we went to see Frida at the DM. I always get the two mixed up. And that was fun to see.
Oh,
And then for dinner on our anniversary, our daughter came down from Tahoe City, and we went to Seven Hills Restaurant.
Mhm.
And it's an Italian restaurant in the Russian district. And that
Mhm.
was superb. And it's so nice to have a local one here in Scotts Valley that's really good.
Oh, we're really lucky.
Very lucky. Yes. I'd never been to the one in Ben Lomond.
Hmm.
Okay, are they open for lunch, Sharon?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the breakfast was really good.
And where are they again?
Across the street, let's see, you know where ABC Chinese food is? Okay, at the other end of that
Oh,
walkway.
okay.
Used to be Molly's.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Right, it was Molly's for so long.
Hmm.
Good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know.
Do
And
they
the
do a
coffee
floor show?
Pardon?
They used to do a floor show in Ben Lomond that was pretty spectacular.
It was, but that was
That was-
Tombola.
That was
Yeah.
a
Oh,
restaurant.
that's right. That was. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It was great.
That was fun.
Yeah, the new one here in
Wow.
Scotts Valley, he put up he made these big dividers that are, I think, 4 or 5 of them in the restaurant. So it breaks, because it was echoing in there, so it breaks it up and gives you a little bit more privacy. Very
Okay.
nice.
Glad to hear it. Can't wait to go now
Yeah.
and see your work.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I take down the first Wednesday in May, and then Dan Rutledge, he's, Carolyn, do you know Dan Rutledge?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
You and he had open studios together, didn't you?
Yes, we did at my house.
At your house, yeah.
And so he is going to be showing for 2 months now.
Great.
And he does wildlife,
He specialized, doesn't he, in koi fish
koi fish and wildlife.
and wildlife? Okay.
Yes.
Great.
And I think he said when something sells, he donates to a certain wildlife rescue.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
yeah.
Check that out. Sharon, have you ever painted sweet peas, the
Oh my
flowers?
gosh. Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll have to look for those. I
Okay.
would love to have something you've done with sweet peas.
Yes, I've done about 4 paintings of sweet peas, and I just looked out in the garden because I couldn't garden very much with my back. There's
Right.
the bending, twisting, or lifting when you get your back fused. So
Oh.
I'm getting there, but they really restrict you. But I looked out at the end of my garden, and this sweet pea, this bush is just like, it's just having a ball out there. So I'm going to have to go out and snip some and put them in a vase. So yes, I love sweet peas. They're
Sharon,
heavenly.
with your back, oh, I'm sorry, with your back fused, is that less pain for you? Or how did it help you?
Yeah, well, I was always in a lot of pain.
Hmm.
So, and doing the shows, I just kept going and pushing myself. And I still have some issues at the bottom of my spine, but I see the surgeon maybe on Thursday. And so maybe he'll give me good news from the MRI. So we'll just, take it from there. And
Oh, good luck
Yeah.
with that.
but I'm glad it's over with. That first 3 weeks, I'm telling you, I thought, what did I do?
Oh, I'm so
Hard.
sorry.
It was really hard. I was numb from my waist to my ankle, and I couldn't lift my leg. And I guess that's normal because they go in through the hip and in through the back, and they put 4 screws in. But it's over with. I'm 4.5 months out now.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Be courageous. Very courageous.
It was awful. That, he said it's rough when you get it done. And it was the L4, L5. And he said your S1 isn't good either. And he said, but let's hold off on that for later because that's a harder surgery. So I said, good. Let's just do the 4 to 5.
Yeah.
But he said it'll get me 10 years. I don't know what that means. And I didn't want to ask. Yeah, but so I do a little bit in the garden and then I come back in. So I'm dying to really get out and go crazy in the garden.
Well, that'll be great recovery therapy.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes.
Or you could hire it done and it's like a magic wand.
Yeah, right. I'll be at their
Right.
back. No, do this and do that. Yeah. Yes.
Well, the best to you with your recovery.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So I know
Well,
people
thanks
do
so
it.
much.
Pardon?
I was going to say, it's been a delight watching you run around your studio. I feel like that was a
Oh,
special treat.
well, thank
And
you.
seeing all of your artwork is amazing.
Thank you. Well, I had these bookcases built. I'll show you. Oops, crunch. I was listening to the trial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had these bookshelves made when we moved in. The fireplace was there, but I have all of my art books, and then on the right-hand side, I have my gardening books, a few collectible books up on the top, and then I had a skylight put in up on the top up here that opens up because this room gets really hot. It was, I think it went up to 112, 113 when we had that heat wave. And I thought I was
Wow.
going to die. I said, I'm ready for air conditioning. So Dave had a good thought of going with, you're going to email me.
That's
Dave.
right. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's shop name at the moment.
Yeah.
Joseph is his first name, but the price was good. I was very happy.
Our neighbor got a bid and they said 11 or 13,000. I think it was 11.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, I love my studio. I just love it. Yeah. And then when I get cold, I turn on the fireplace, but not too often. So Dan said he was gonna, when we moved in, he said, if you're not gonna take the room, I'm gonna take it. And I said, no, it's mine, I'll take it. So he's at the other end of the house, and he's got one of the bedrooms as his office, which is great.
Good. Well, Sharon, I have to repeat what George was saying about having this picture opportunity to actually look into your studio. I think it was fascinating.
Oh, well, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Oh, I was going to say one more thing here is, so this is very old, but I'll open it up. So these are my watercolors, if you can see them.
Ah, whoa.
Yeah. So
That's a lot.
and when watercolors dry up, don't throw them away because you just add water and they're perfect again. They work great. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and then one more paint that I've been trying. They smell like roses, but this is the paint itself. The history of this paint, casein, C-A-S-E-I-N. I think it's 800 years old.
Oh, my.
Wow.
So that is what it's not watercolor, it's not acrylic, it's completely different. And that's what I painted my my poppy with. And
Water soluble?
Pardon?
Is it water soluble, Sharon?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's totally different. And you can do it on canvas or do it on watercolor paper. And I chose to do it on watercolor paper. It's beautiful stuff.
That's really special.
Yeah, it's by Richardson Casein, and it's very different. A lot of the artists are trying it. So it's just something different rather than the watercolor or acrylic. Always something new. So, gosh, did you guys have any more
Well, thank you.
questions?
That's all right. Thank you very much, Sharon. That's been a treat.
Well, thank
So-
you, George. And this was great. It was very fun. Do you
Yeah,
get many artists on?
not enough. You're our first.
Oh.
I'm
And
so happy to
Carolyn is
see
gonna be-
this.
What's
Pardon?
that?
I'm so glad to see that Sharon was coming and an artist, and I hope we'll do more.
Oh, well, thank you. And your room is lovely too. I love all your organized books.
Okay, so you know what? That is a background.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a background. I have a really messy office. I hate to burst the bubble, but this is how my office actually looks.
Looks great.
yeah.
It's still organized. Oh, that's hysterical. I didn't know you could do
I'm
that.
I'm not in
Yeah.
outer space either.
George has a background. His is the coolest.
Well, actually, this is just a background too that I changed. No.
That you could run around in.
You had us fooled.
Yeah. Well, Carolyn, are you going to be the up and coming artist then?
Well, when would you like that, George?
Let's plan it. And I
Okay.
was gonna say, Sharon, Sharon and Carolyn, if you have recommendations on artists, then email me and we'll organize something because I love following the arts. And there are so many great artists in this area that this is a perfect opportunity to reach out to them.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be doing more of a demonstration and trying to enthuse everyone to try to catch the bug of sketching out and about, or even just sitting in your living room. It's just, and being real loose and expressive, and just letting your inner child come out and play. And it's really quite cathartic. Don't you think, Sharon?
Yes.
I would love to learn how to do that, Carolyn. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fun. I used to teach it through Cabrillo Extension, but of course they've been on hold for a year and a half. So
Yeah.
anyway, I better go. I have a phone call coming in.
Okay.
So we'll see you all later, and thank you.
Bye, Carolyn.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. I'll just say next week, our featured speaker is Douglas Allen, Assistant District Attorney of Santa Cruz County. He's
Oh,
going to talk about how senior citizens can protect themselves from scams and other ripoffs.